Hi, Filipina Wyberrod here. Welcome to another brand new weekend, brand new video. Hope you all guys doing fine and thanks for returning to my channel today. I'm in my mother-in-law's house right now since we visited her for a week and it's super late already. That's why I'm minimizing my voice because she's asleep right now, and also my husband and my 2-year-old son. And here I am taking advantage of the serenity in the middle of this night just to catch up with you guys. Because lately I've been trying to upload a single video a week as possible as I can. So, over the past few days, I've been closely following the story of Julius Manalo. Julius is a 30-year-old Philippine police enforcer and a professional basketball player. At the age of 6, he was separated from his Korean mother and went to live in the Philippines with his Filipino father. Due to circumstances outside of the control of Julius and his mother, they remained separated for 31 years until a Korean show found his mother and featured them reconnecting. So Julius' saga of trying to reconnect with his birth mother reminded me of a situation that's currently happening in our film community here in the US. This case started 16 years ago when an 18-year-old Filipina met an American in an online dating site. The American was in his late 30s and convinced the Filipina to leave the province for a week and join him in Cebu. The Filipino was naive and under the impression that this man was serious about finding a girlfriend. Remember, this was 16 years ago, and the internet and online dating were still pretty new, and the Filipino population as a whole was much more naive than it is today. So the young Filipina spent her week with this American and thought they had formed a connection. However, this American ghosted her after his visit and left her only with a few photos of their time together and an unanticipated pregnancy. The girl tried for several months to find a biological father online but was unsuccessful. Eventually, the Filipina gave birth to a beautiful baby girl and spent her time building life together with her daughter. Then a few years passed, and this Filipina decided to try her luck, in an online dating again. And she was able to find a kind and gentleman who was closer to her age and wanted to be a father. Due to reasons outside of his control, this man was physically unable to have children, and he grew to adore the young daughter, fell deeply in love with the Filipina and, the mother, and they got married. Eventually, the Filipina and her daughter moved to the US and was warmly welcomed by her new husband's family. So, after a few years of being married and living in the US, the husband adopted a girl. And, everyone assumed that this was his child since they have the same last name and her American features closely resemble his. So the daughter was happy, but as she entered her teenage years, she longed to know who her birth father was and if she had an extended family in the US. So the mother and the adopted father did not think the girl could handle the stress of searching for her birth father at her age of 16 and told her that when she got out of college, they'd help her try to find her birth father. However, the grandmother, who adored this girl and would do everything to make her happy, went out and bought a couple of common DNA tests they sell at Walmart in the US. The grandmother and the adopted granddaughter secretly sent in her DNA to be tested to see if she had any relatives in the DNA databases. A few weeks went by and the daughter got the results of one of the results and nothing significant showed up. And another week passed and she received the results of the second test, and lo and behold, there was an indication that she had a sister. The potential sister had indicated that She did not want to be contacted, and the young girl had no way to reach out to her potential sister. Fate intervened again, and the potential sister had gotten a note that there was a match, and she decided to reach out to the young girl, to hear her story and see if it was possible that the two were related. The young girl and her potential sister had a video call where the young girl shared her story of growing up with a single mother in the Philippines, moving to the US, and being adopted by her wonderful father. The potential sister was skeptical and thought this may be a con, asked the girl if she had any proof that the two might share the same father. And so the girl said she had pictures from the time her mom and biological father were together in the Philippines and showed her. And the potential sister gasped. The man in the photo was definitely her father. The sister explained that her parents had been married for 30 years and had four children together. She was 28 and the oldest of the four children. So the sister then said she was going to share this information with other siblings and should get back to her to see what the next steps were. The sister quickly communicated with her three siblings about what she discovered, and the four agreed to tell their mom. Their mother was quite upset and asked the four siblings to come to dinner on Sunday, where they would confront the father with this information. Sunday dinner came, and the oldest daughter told her father that they discovered that he had another daughter from his travels in the Philippines. He denied this, but after being shown the photos and the DNA testing, admitted to everyone at the Sunday dinner that he'd been unfaithful. His wife kicked him out of the house and subsequently filed for divorce. Meanwhile, the four siblings really were curious about their sister and asked her to visit so they could catch up and get to know one another. This excited the young girl, but to make it happen, she needed to tell her parents what she and her grandmother had done. She told the adopted father, who was noticeably hurt that she was searching for her biological father and biological family, but agreed to take her to meet her siblings finally if that's what she truly wanted. The daughter could feel the pain of her adopted father and kept reminding him that he was the only father she's ever known and nothing could make her love him less. So a few weeks went by, and the mother, father, the grandmother, and the daughter traveled for 6 hours to meet the daughter's half siblings at a restaurant in the siblings' hometown. During the meal, all the siblings told the stories of their lives, introduced significant others, introduced own children, and provided a genuine family feel to the young girl. After dessert, the four siblings said they had a surprise. The oldest sister sent a text, and within a few seconds, an older gentleman came walking in, and the young girl immediately recognized him as her biological father. The biological father introduced himself, and while he was nervous, apologized for not being there for the young girl growing up. He then told the young girl that he didn't consider her his daughter. He didn't want further contact moving ahead. He recognized her adopted father as a real father and that there wasn't any reason for them to stay in contact. Now, the 16-year-old girl was devastated. As you can imagine, she had these dreams of the day she'd meet her biological father and they would embrace, and he would spend the rest of his life trying to make up the struggles she and her mother had to face over the years. The feeling of rejection by the birth father was a heavy burden for such a young person. A few days passed after the meeting. The young girl asked her older sister why her biological father was so cold to her. She never asked anything from him. She'd not even reached out to him to meet. The sister said that her father had mentioned that he felt he could be held accountable for child support payments prior to the child's adoption and didn't want to create a situation where it would be easy for the child to pursue financial assistance from him. This really upset a young girl who had no intention of asking for money. She discussed the whole situation with her adopted father, and the adopted father was immensely angry with the way her biological father treated her in the restaurant, and this gave him an idea. The adopted father reached out to the lawyer to see if they could get back child support payments for this child while she was in the US and before the adoption. At this current time, there is an ongoing court battle between the young girl's family and her biological father for back child support payments, and I'll let you know what happens when this process finalizes. So, guys, if you've got a story you'd like me to share or a current event that you like my feedback upon, feel free to email me. Go to the description below and connect to my email address I provided. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and also hit the like buttons. And I'll be back next week with another video. Thanks for watching.